for the heart, which is, I think it's a pretty aggressive Kriya in terms of some that we've done. I like it because we're standing, we're really working the core. Of course, it's working on the heart. And then we can conclude with the Sodarshan Chakra Kriya, which is probably, it may perhaps be the most powerful yoga sequence, meditative sequence in all of yoga. So let's sit up tall and begin. I'll mute you. So you know the 5 elements. To get yourself grounded, the body, the mind, the spirit knows what you're about to do. Just through muscle memory, breath memory. We know that in Kundalini Yoga, we strive to have all the breath coming through the nose, out through the nose, all the inhales, all the exhales take place through the nostrils. Occasionally, I may instruct you to open the mouth with the big, strong exhale, but otherwise, all breathing through the nose. Also, every time you move, you're conscious that you're inhaling or exhaling. Traditionally, we inhale when the body's opening up, and we'll exhale when the body is contracting. So if you get off on a breathing pattern, that's usually your guide, that you're inhaling as the body opens up, you're exhaling as the body's contracting. And we strive for deep inhales, even longer exhales. As you become a more seasoned practitioner of Kundalini Yoga, you can begin to concentrate on the length of your exhale, and is it longer than the inhale? So the 5 elements, we're breathing, we're conscious of it. We're checking in with our emotion. Where is our emotion on this July 4th, 2020? A somewhat odd holiday this year with so much going on. You're scanning your body for body sensations. How does it feel this Sunday morning to be on your mat? Saturday morning, sorry. Any sounds that are in your space, just invite them into your practice. And finally, you're conscious of your thoughts. So much going on during a practice. Let's tune in with the Adi mantra, the Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Bring your hands to prayer position. We recite it 3 times as we tune in. We tune in with ourselves. We tune in with the 9 people in this space. And we expand our consciousness, tuning into the greater world. So as you recite it, bowing, honoring your creative intelligence, your divine intelligence, knowing that exists in everyone. So as you're saying the Gurmukhi, the ancient language close to Sanskrit, That's the translation. You're tuning in with yourself, the people in this space, and the greater world. 3 inhale, exhales through the nose. Inhale. 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 Adi Mantra. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Open the eyes. Let's begin the warm-up by just spreading the legs really wide. You're going into Kundalini Yoga, what we call the life nerve stretch. When this Kriya begins, we begin stretching the legs wide. So in the warm-up, let's start that way. So sitting up tall, my hands are on my knees. Maybe they go down my shins. Perhaps I can reach my toes. My thumb pad is sitting on the nail, pushing down into the nail of the big toe. Peace sign fingers around the toe. I'm flexing my feet back, trying not to lock out the knee. It's better to have a little give in the knee. Let me set the timer here. This long, deep breathing. A wonderful position to feel your spinal cord in really a nice, perfect, long, straight alignment. Of course, it's curving in, concaving in towards the midline of the body and the lumbar spine. Then it's curving back out in the thoracic spine, and then curving back in the cervical spine. Close the eyes, keep the eyes closed through most of the practice. You can drop in more quickly to that deeper part of yourself with your eyes closed. Really nice life nerve stretch on everyone. Maybe you can take the legs a little bit wider as the fascia releases, the hamstrings releasing. Since we've been doing it all week, I have the best release this morning of all week, of all 7 days. Breathe into the kidneys and the liver and the adrenals right at the base of the spine, in the sacrum, lower lumbar. Imagine your back is expanding. And then let's come up. Let's draw the soles of the feet in. My groins and inner thighs, the abductors are sore, I think from the frog pose, which comes a little bit later. Stay connected to your breath. The breath powers everything. The breath connects you to your emotion, to your subtle body. Your breath tethers you to your spirit. Now let's take the legs long. So the feet are together. I've flexed my toes back. I'm sitting in Dandasana, which you really can make quite an activated pose. If you push down into your hands, keep your buttocks on the mat, but you get a little work in your triceps, biceps. Since my toes are pulling back towards my body, it engages my calves, my thighs, my hamstrings, the muscle that goes down the shin. I need to look that up. I've forgotten. My right muscle is so much bigger than my left, it looks like, as I flex my feet back. There's that muscle that runs right along the shin bone. Now inhale, arms come up. Exhale, try to reach down and grab the ankles, the shins. Maybe you can come to the toes, again with the thumb pushed into the nail pad of the big toe. You really feel the stretch in the kidneys, adrenals, and that lower lumbar spine. Really try to breathe into the spine. What if there was a lobe of the lung on each side of each vertebrae? And as you did this big inhale, you were breathing into 68 little lungs. Okay, let's come around onto all fours. We have a lot of cat-cows in this Kriya, so no reason to do any now, but we're just preparing to curl the toes under and push back into a downward facing dog, still part of our warm-up. So walk out the heels. Each heel comes down to the mat. Then maybe both heels come down to the mat. You can also come into a plank pose if you want, just building some heat. Yes, Melanie, great. So you can just walk your hands forward. Rod, you'll be in the top of a push-up, a plank pose. If that's hard on your wrists, you can always put your fists down, a clenched fist. Now let's push back, downward facing dog, and then walk the hands back to the feet. You'll be in this wonderful Uttanasana, the deep forward fold. Stay breathing through the nose, big inhales, big exhales. Let's slowly come up. You know the drill. Chin stays tucked to the chest. So you remember to bring the head up very, very last. You'll be in your standing mountain pose. Close the eyes so you can feel the magic. You've been inverted. Spread all 10 toes wide. Big toes touch. Heels slightly separated, back of head over lumbar spine. Arms at side, palms forward, shoulders down, relaxed, face relaxed. No gripping in the tongue or the jaw. Just be aware, maybe move your jaw around a bit, that it's really relaxed. creating an intention that in this next 75 minutes you'll be connecting body, mind, spirit. This Kriya helps connect with your purpose, aligning the chakras. We create mental clarity with all of our breath work. We connect to our intuition, that sixth chakra. We want that intuitive gate wide open so we get the messages for our highest and best self. Dave Epstein certainly gave us a model of living from your highest self this week, and we honor him. Let's inhale and sweep the arms up, looking up. You're greeting the morning sun. It's almost like you're holding that big ball of light. Then the hands come up over your head, palms in prayer touch, looking up at your palms if you can. That's okay on your neck. Another big inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward, come down. Inhale, lift up halfway with the long flat back. We're looking straight down. Someone could put a tray on my back and on my neck, and it would stay there. Feel the alignment of the spine from the coccyx all the way to the last vertebrae in your cervical spine. Inhale. Exhale, deepen the fold. The hands come back to the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Greeting the sun again. Hands come to prayer. Inhale, big exhale, swan dive down again. Inhale, up, halfway, long flat back. We're just doing the top half of Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, exhale, come back to the mat. Inhale, bring the arms forward, up, greet the sun. You're holding this big ball of energy and light. Palms come together. In prayer, you're giving yourself a little baby back bend. It's almost like you're in cobra, but you're standing up. Then float the arms down to the T. You know, I love that sense of the subtle body. So the fingers are spread wide. You're feeling energy shooting out the fingers. You're feeling energy coming up from the floor to your hands, balancing in this electromagnetic field. You feel how big your body is in space. If we could fly. The eighth chakra all around the body. The Vayu Vayana, V-Y-A-N-N-A, Vayana, is the wind that surrounds the body. Float the arms down, just stand in your Tadasana. Standing mountain, big toes touch, heels slightly separated, eyes closed. You might begin to let yourself weave a bit, practicing your balance. If you try to weave or do little mini circles, either direction, and the eyes are closed, it forces you to grip with all 10 toes. It forces you to feel the heels, feel the instep of your feet. connecting body, mind, spirit throughout the practice. This Kriya creates wholeness. When you finish the Kriya, you feel good because you're more connected. Let's begin the Kriya. Kundalini for the heart. So it begins with these 4 directions. We start pacing to the north. It's 1 minute. Let me set my timer per side. I like to do this with the Waheguru track. So face your north. And we're just marching, or you can do a slight little jog. Bring your arms into the activity. All the breath through the nose. Now turn to the west, east, to the east. And now to the south. Try to lift the knees. It's almost like a prance. And facing the west. Come to standing, Tadasana, big toes touch, heels slightly separated, just stand, just be. Close the eyes. And now open the eyes. We come down to our mats for this Kundalini lotus pose. This is one where we grab the toes, the legs come up into the air. It's really nice to have something behind you to lean against. Keeps you from falling over. So if you have a bolster, pillows, blankets. So I reach over, I grab my big toes with my peace sign fingers. Hi, Pablo. And then we go up. You can kind of roll back into that blanket or bolster behind you. Start the timer here. It's long, deep breathing for 2 minutes. Great extension, everyone, on the legs. Let them unfold. Don't force them in the beginning. The fascia will release, the hamstrings, calves will release the longer you do this stretch. Wow, everybody's, Melanie, great stretch. Medea, Pablo, Margaret, I see, Lan, Susan, Rodney. Wow, this is not an easy pose. Keep breathing into it long and deep. Just 30 more seconds. You're building heat. I feel my temperature rising. Ten more seconds. And slowly come down. You might draw the soles of the feet in. This might be a good counter twist to the spread legs, bringing the feet in. Baddha Konasana, it's a great hip opener. Next, we move in to the wonderful body drops. So I like to put a blanket underneath me. We only have to do these for a minute. So first, get yourself set up. You know, it's like you're in Tadasana pose. Not Tadasana, Dandasana. I flex the feet back. My hands are flat right next to my thighs, next to my hips. So let's begin. Inhale up, exhale, drop. On this one, I do like to breathe, exhale through the mouth. Makes it a little more dramatic. Inhale, sit up tall in Dandasana. Take the toes, flex the feet so the toes are coming back towards the body. My calves are engaged, quads, hamstrings engaged. I'm pushing down on my palms, engaging the triceps, biceps. My buttocks are engaged, really chest too. Everything is engaged. Breathing long and deeply. And release. Take your blanket or whatever you're sitting on back into position. We're going to move into the spinal flex. Everybody's done this Kriya, I believe, this week. Some of you multiple times. Good for you. We do these spinal flexes. We do a lot of spinal flex in this Kriya for the core. So let's begin. It's like doing cat-cow, but you're doing it seated. I grab my ankles, or you can grab the shins. However you get the greatest stretch in your heart. If your arms are shorter, you might get a greater stretch gripping from the shins, or it might feel better on the knees. Try to keep the head centered on this one. That way you focus the cat and the cow right at the core. Inhaling as you come forward, exhaling as you go back. Embody the chant. The translation I give it is, Yea, divine, I'm alive. Yea, divine, I'm grateful for my life, my breath, my ability to move, my mental strength, my emotional strength, my integration of body, mind, spirit. Yea, I am alive. Thirty more seconds. Really working the core. I try to squeeze my core. Every time I go into the cat, I pull the stomach even closer to the spine, or the core closer to the spine. There's a little squeeze that goes on there. Really good for elimination. And now come back center. No gripping anywhere, legs are relaxed. Just sit up tall, eyes closed, just observe. "35 minutes into the practice. What's your emotional state? What is your mental state? Okay, we move into one of the harder postures, the frogs. So I come onto all fours. My feet are curled under, my toes are curled under, toes curled under. Then I just come back onto the balls of my feet. My heels are right in position. This is the inhale of frog. The exhale, remember, I keep the heels high and my nose looks between my legs, then I'm back to my inhale. The Kriya calls for 54. I've not been able to get beyond 30 this week, so I'm going to try at least for 31 this week. And you know how to modify, so let's begin. That's 27 for me. I'm just going to take a little rest here. My quads are burning, especially my right quad. Don't know where you are. If you need a rest, take it. I'm determined to get past 30. Okay, that was 40. Okay, let's come down onto the knees. Just sit back onto the hips. Take a little rest. Close the eyes, sitting in hero pose, thunderbolt, vajrasana. Let the breath equalize. Okay, curl the toes under. So we're coming into camel pose. We sit up, we're standing tall on our knees. My toes are curled under. So then I can reach back and grab my ankles. We're asked to do breath of fire for 1 minute in your camel. So my head looks up to the ceiling and I begin breath of fire. A few more seconds. And come forward. Take the tops of the feet back down. Sit in your hero's pose or easy pose. Just recover. Let the breath equalize. we come into our chair pose. So I curl my toes under. I just come back to standing. We do the chair pose. 1 minute long deep breathing and 30 seconds breath of fire. So chair pose, remember, the feet are spread hip-width distance apart. I take my hands just above my knees. If I slide my hands down and my elbows touch my knees, that's about the lowest point of chair. From here, you can just bring the arms forward, and it is what it says. It's like you're sitting down in a chair. Long, deep breathing. Let's go for 1 minute. If your thighs really start to burn, you can always bring your hands to your knees and just ease up a bit, and then come back into the pose. It's starting to burn. It's only been 20 seconds. Between frog and chair. This is a hard Kriya. And let's come up. That was 30 seconds. I don't want to just have you hate me. Let's just keep our hands right above the knees, just resting here a bit, letting the burn subside. Then let's do another 30 seconds of breath of fire. It might even be easier to breathe so aggressively. So come back into your chair, breath of fire. And come up, good job. Stand in Tadasana. Big toes touch. Heels slightly separated. Close the eyes. Let everything relax, just be. All breathing through the nose. Okay, come down, back to your mat. This is the Mahashakti pose. Again, it might be helpful to have something behind your buttocks, behind your hips here. It might help you from sliding. This is the pose where we lift both legs up, about 2 feet, I guess. The left leg is higher than the right, so it's like this. My arms are behind me. My left leg is just higher than the right. And we do breath of fire. Good placement, Rodney. Land, good placement. Margaret, great. Roberta, I see your feet, perfect. Melanie, fantastic. Maria, Pablo, you've got it. The left foot just a little bit higher than the right. The heart is open and exposed. The throat is open and exposed. And let's come down. Oh, wow. Let's rest for a minute and then come back up for 30 more seconds. Since this is the last day of this Kriya. Next week's Kriya is an uplifting Kriya. It's a Kriya for uplifting the self, which we all need right now. Inhale, back up. 30 seconds. and down. Now you can lay back on your back. You may want a drink of water. Your back of your head goes on the mat. Let yourself gather some composure. This pose sounds harder than it is. Basically, when I say begin, both feet are touching, toes touching, heels touching. It's like cobra pose, the tail of the snake. Toes are pointed forward, pointed away from you. You'll lift your toes about 6 or 8 inches off the mat. Your head will lift off the mat. You'll be looking at your feet. Your hands will come up to your side, palms to the ceiling. And we will breathe breath of fire for 1 minute. Let's go. This is easier than the last pose. Building core, heart is open. If breath of fire gets too much, long deep breathing. But I find breath of fire actually helps me do it. Let's go to the end of the chant. And down. Let everything go. That was hard work. Come back up to a hero's pose. I put a blanket on top of my heels, so I sit, my buttocks sit on the blanket. These are the 12 minutes of spinal flexes. 4 minutes, just the basic spinal flex we've already done. Then 4 more minutes of spinal flex in traditional cat-cow pose. And then 4 minutes of spinal flex like this. It can become very meditative. I'll turn up the music. Try to just think that you're doing a 12-minute meditation rather than just sitting quietly being mindful. You're moving your body with the meditation. On the first one, we bring the belly forward, chest, chin can come up. This one is a little more engaged than the first round. Chin to sternum on the cat pose. That's your exhale. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let's begin. 4 minutes. Close your eyes. I try to do it with the music. Rhythm of the music. We're almost halfway there. Stay connected to your breath. Big inhales, big exhales through the nose. Just embody the chant. Now the ethereal version of this chant will begin. I'll send this to you today. I am alive. Thank you, Divine. I am breathing. I am alive. Integrated. Come forward, just sitting tall, keeping your focus. Move into your cat-cow. 4 minutes, spinal flex and cat-cow. Put yourself in a trance. It's just you and your breath and the mantra and the music. One more minute. You're integrating your body, your mind, your spirit. Last chant. Sit back on your heels in hero pose. Just observe, sitting up tall. Kundalini Yoga is the yoga of awareness, and you're aware, this movement, this mudra, this mantra, the breath makes you totally aware. Last spinal flex. Interlace the fingers in front of you, Venus Mudra. Kurt's sweating, that's good, I like that. Then bring the hands behind the head, the cat pose, the exhale, the elbows come forward. The cow pose, the belly comes forward, the elbows are completely open. This is your movement, 4 minutes. Make it a moving meditation. When the elbows come forward, really try to round the spine in the cat pose. As the elbows go back, the belly comes forward, your cow pose. Only 2 more poses after this. So give this your honest and best. This is the peak. The harder you work, the more the reward. One more minute. Really connect to your breath. Release any grief that you have. If you're grieving over the COVID, over the distress in the world, just let it out. Bring the hands to your knees. Just sit and be aware, observe. Lie on your backs. Your head is on the mat. Palms are flat down, palms down on the mat, because you will blow up your chest like a jellyfish. The sacrum, the lumbar spine will lift off the mat, even part of the thoracic spine. You're pushing down into the elbows and the hands. Inhale, we'll do this for one pose. Raise your chest off the mat. I'm pushing down in my palms and elbows. Just my shoulders are on the mat. I've puffed up my chest like a jellyfish. My toes are pointed, my legs are engaged. Let the thoracic spine, the shoulders relaxed. Bring the arms up, pointed, fingers pointed to the ceiling, hands about, shoulder width distance apart. Inhale, I try to reach the ceiling. My exhale, I let my shoulders come back to the mat. This is the pose. Inhale up. Exhale down. The shoulders almost feel like you're trying to come out of the shoulder socket. Back of head stays on mat. Last pose in the Kriya. Your heart chakra is exposed, it's vulnerable. The throat chakra is exposed, vulnerable. Take the hands down, palms to the ceiling, feet just open, relax. Just lie here for a few moments. Let go. Open your eyes. The Kriya has ended. Now we begin Sodarshan Chakra Kriya. Then you'll get a nice Shavasana. Everyone has done Sodarshan Chakra Kriya in the class. So today, possibly when we're doing the 24-second hold of the breath, you might be able to pump the stomach 1, 2, or maybe even 3 times. It's a little challenging because you're drawing the navel towards the spine while you're holding your breath. Remember, we do the alternate nostril breath. We're only doing this for 6 minutes. This Kriya is to balance the chakras. I find it just is incredibly integrating, purposeful. I feel fantastic when I come out of it. I have more energy. Gyan Mudra with the left hand. Wisdom Mudra just rests lightly throughout the Kriya, just on the knee, thigh. We close up the right nostril with the thumb. Second and third fingers rest on the forehead. The ring finger closes off the left nostril. All breath through the left nostril, all exhales through the right throughout the practice. So you have the 9 seconds to exhale and inhale, and then the 24-second hold. So let's get ready. After this chant, this round chant is over, we'll begin the inhale when I instruct you. So just get in position, get ready. Remember, you can pump your stomach 1, 2, maybe 3 times during the 24-second hold. Inhale, exhale through the right. Close off the right, inhaling through the left. And hold, let's begin. Close off the left with the ring, exhale through the right. Close off the right with the thumb, inhale through the left. And hold, and pump maybe. You can start just by pumping the navel on the wah. Wah, 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 wah. Close off the left, exhale through the right. Inhale and hold. Close up the left, exhale through the right. Closing out the right, inhale through the left. And hold. If you pump on every wah, that would be 16 pumps. Close off the left, exhale through the right. Inhaling through the left. And hold and maybe pump. Close off the left, exhale through the right. We're more than halfway there. And hold and pump. Close off left, exhale right. I'll give less instruction now. Inhale and hold. exhale right. Inhale left. And hold. And exhale right. Inhale left. And hold 24 seconds. Close up left, exhale right. Take your hand down. Just sit in Gyan Mudra, both hands. Breathing luxuriously through both nostrils. Let this Kriya wash over you. Your work is done, your integration of body, mind, spirit. Now just lie back on your mats. 5 to 6 minute Shavasana today. I'll bring you back with the bell. Beautiful work, everyone. Hard work, hard Kriya, but a very satisfying one. begin to breathe together. Inhaling through the nose. Open the mouth. Exhale with an audible sigh. Ah. Inhale through the nose. Audible sigh on the exhale. Ah. That actually lets the parasympathetic nervous system know to relax even deeper. One more. Inhale. Ah. Take the arms up above the head, over the head, interlace the fingers, steeplechase mudra. Point the fingers, point the toes, elongating the spine. Maybe you draw the knees towards the forehead towards the knees, rolling up into a little ball. You could actually massage the spine by rolling vertically on your mat or crossing your legs, then letting that both legs go over. If you cross the left leg over the right, let it go to the right. Face and torso to the left. Make sure you do both sides. You can also go to happy baby. Maybe you want to massage the soles of your feet, activating all the nerve endings. You can massage the hands, the palms, activating all those nerve endings. And then when you feel that you're stretched out, you come back up to your seated position in easy pose. Sitting up tall. We bring our hands into prayer. This 112th day of yoga. Melanie and I are celebrating today. So thank you, Melanie, for being here. Lan, Pablo, Maria, Margaret, Roberta, Susan, Kurt, Rodney. I'd like to bring Dave Epstein into our consciousness with the courageous act he demonstrated, and whatever the fallout of that may be, that we think of him with strength and courage to walk his path. And fellow yogi Jason's birthday today. We honor him. So let's close with the Longtime Sun. We'll sing it. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. 3 long sat, short nams. Sat nam. Sat nam. Sat nam. We bow to each other and say Sat nam. Thank you, everyone. You worked really hard today.